Can you survive on just $1,500 a month in retirement? Most people say impossible, but I'm about to show you real seniors doing exactly that, and their budget. It's going to shock you. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here to bring you real retirement stories, with actual numbers, not sugar-coated fantasies. Today we're diving deep into how 3 seniors are living on Social Security alone, breaking down every single dollar. If this kind of honest content helps you plan your future, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. We're looking at 3 real people, 3 completely different strategies, and 3 full budget breakdowns. Let's get started. Margaret's story. Meet Margaret. She's 68 years old and lives in Phoenix, Arizona. Her monthly Social Security check is $1,487. That's it. That's her entire income. She lives in a 1-bedroom apartment, and somehow she makes it work. Now, before you think this is some kind of miracle, let me show you exactly where every dollar goes. Margaret's rent is $450 a month. You're probably thinking that's impossible in Phoenix, but here's the key. She's in subsidized senior housing. She applied 3 years before she actually retired and got on the waiting list early. That subsidized rent is the foundation of her entire budget. Utilities run her $85 a month. That includes electricity, water, and trash. Arizona's summers are brutal, but her apartment complex has energy-efficient units, and she keeps the thermostat at 78 degrees during the day. Groceries cost her $280 monthly. She shops at a discount grocery store that offers a 10% senior discount on Wednesdays. She plans every meal, wastes almost nothing, and cooks everything from scratch. No eating out, no convenience foods. Healthcare is $165. She has original Medicare with a Part D prescription plan. She uses generic medications whenever possible and gets her prescriptions at Walmart, where many generics are just $4 for a 90-day supply. Transportation is $60. She doesn't own a car. She uses the city bus system, which offers reduced fares for seniors. And for medical appointments, she uses a non-profit transportation service that charges just a few dollars per trip. Phone and internet together cost $45. She has a basic smartphone plan with limited data and home internet through a low-income program. Entertainment is $35 a month. This covers her library card fees for special programs, occasional coffee with friends, and a streaming service she shares with her daughter. Clothing and personal items are $50. She shops at thrift stores and buys only what she needs. And here's something most people don't do. Margaret puts $50 a month into an emergency fund. Every single month, no matter what. Add it all up, $1,220 in expenses. She has $267 left over each month. That leftover money has saved her more than once when unexpected costs pop up. So how did Margaret actually make this work? 3 things. First, she got on the subsidized housing waiting list years before she needed it. In most cities, those lists are 1, 2, 3 years long. She didn't wait until retirement to apply. Second, she embraced senior discounts everywhere. Grocery stores, transportation, utilities. She asks every single place if they offer senior rates. And third, she found free entertainment. The library isn't just for books. They offer free classes, movie screenings, and social events. The senior center has activities 5 days a week, at no cost. Robert's story. Now let me introduce you to Robert. He's 72 and lives in rural Tennessee. His Social Security is $1,523 a month. His situation is completely different from Margaret's. Robert owns his home. It's a small mobile home, but it's paid off. That changes everything. His property tax and insurance combined are just $120 monthly. In rural Tennessee, property taxes are low, and mobile home insurance is affordable. Utilities run him $95. He heats with propane in winter, which is cheaper than electric heat in his area. He keeps the thermostat at 65 and wears layers. Groceries are $240. He grows vegetables in a garden from spring through fall, which cuts his food costs significantly. He also hunts deer, which provides meat for months. Healthcare costs him $180. He has original Medicare plan. His medications are more expensive than Margaret's because he has diabetes, but he works closely with his doctor to keep costs down. He owns an old paid-off car, and gas plus maintenance average $140 monthly. He drives a small sedan that gets good mileage and does basic maintenance himself. His phone is just $25. He has a basic cell phone with minimal data, no home internet. He uses the library's Wi-Fi when he needs it. Home maintenance is $80 monthly. He sets this aside for repairs. His mobile home needs regular upkeep, and he does most repairs himself. He was a mechanic for 40 years, so he has the skills. Hobbies cost him $40. He fishes, which requires some tackle and bait. That's his main entertainment, and Robert saves $100 every month. He's building a fund for when he can no longer maintain the property himself. His total expenses are $1,020. He has $503 left over each month. That's a significant cushion. Robert's secret is ownership. He bought that mobile home 20 years ago for $12,000 and paid it off in 5 years. No rent, no mortgage, just property tax and insurance. Living rural also means lower costs across the board. His property tax in Tennessee would be 4 times higher if he lived near Nashville. The second advantage is his skills. Robert fixes almost everything himself. Car problems, plumbing issues, electrical work. He doesn't call repairmen. Those skills save him thousands every year. And third, he's resourceful. The garden, the hunting, the fishing. He lives partially off the land, which reduces his grocery bill significantly. Linda's story. Let's talk about Linda. She's 70 years old and lives in Florida. Her Social Security check is $1,495. But Linda has a completely different strategy. She shares a 2-bedroom apartment with a friend. Her rent is $525, which is her half of a $1,050 monthly rent. Split housing costs make a massive difference. Utilities are split too. Her share is $55. They split electric, water, and internet right down the middle. Groceries run her $300. She and her roommate don't share food costs, so each buys their own groceries. Living in Florida near the coast, food prices are a bit higher than rural Tennessee. She pays $145 for Medicare Advantage. She chose an Advantage plan because it includes dental and vision, which original Medicare doesn't cover. Her plan has a low monthly premium but requires co-pays for doctor visits. Linda doesn't own a car. Transportation costs her $75 monthly. She uses Uber for shopping and appointments, and the city bus for routine trips. Between the two, she spends less than car ownership would cost. Phone and internet together are $40. She splits the internet with her roommate, and she has a prepaid phone plan. Personal care is $60. This includes haircuts, basic beauty supplies, and toiletries. Social activities cost $50. Linda is more social than Margaret or Robert. She goes to lunch with friends occasionally and participates in community events that have small fees. She also puts $100 monthly into an emergency fund. Her total expenses are $1,350. She has $145 left over. Linda's approach works because of the roommate situation. Splitting a 2-bedroom apartment costs each of them way less than renting a 1-bedroom alone. They also provide social companionship for each other, which research shows improves health outcomes and reduces healthcare costs over time. The no-car lifestyle works in Florida because she lives in a senior-friendly area with good public transportation and services close by. Everything she needs is within a few miles, and the Medicare Advantage plan saves her money on dental and vision care, which would otherwise come completely out of pocket. Looking at all 3 budgets, some clear patterns emerge. Housing is the #1 priority. Whether it's subsidized housing, paid-off property, or shared living, keeping housing costs below 40% of income is critical. Margaret pays 30%, Robert pays 8%, and Linda pays 35%. They all prioritized solving the housing problem first. Healthcare navigation is essential. All 3 understand Medicare inside and out. They know the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. They know how Part D works. They use generic medications. They focus on preventive care to avoid expensive treatments later. This knowledge saves them $50 to $200 every single month. Lifestyle adaptations are non-negotiable. None of them eat at restaurants. None have cable TV. None buy new clothes regularly. They use libraries, senior centers, and community resources for entertainment. They take advantage of every senior discount available. Transportation is minimal. Social connections actually reduce costs through shared resources and information sharing. Geography matters enormously. Margaret is in Arizona, where subsidized housing exists and utilities are manageable. Robert is in rural Tennessee, where property taxes and cost of living are rock bottom. Linda is in a Florida city with good senior infrastructure and public transit. They either chose these locations intentionally or adapted to take advantage of what their location offered. If you're currently a senior trying to make Social Security stretch, here's what to do immediately. Apply for subsidized housing today, even if you don't need it yet. Waiting lists are 1 to 3 years long in most cities. Getting on that list now means you'll have options later. Review your Medicare options every year during open enrollment. Plans change, your health needs change, and you could be overpaying. Spend 1 hour every October comparing plans. It could save you $100 or more monthly. Connect with your local senior center. I'm serious about this. They have resources you don't even know exist. Free meals, transportation assistance, social programs, health screenings, and connections to other services. Consider shared living if you're single. It cuts housing costs in half and provides companionship. It's not for everyone, but the financial benefits are impossible to ignore. Look hard at downsizing or relocating. Moving from a high-cost area to a low-cost area can mean the difference between struggling and living comfortably on the same income. If you're still working and retirement is ahead of you, start preparing now. The number one thing you can do is pay off your mortgage before you retire. Margaret, Robert, and Linda all have housing costs under $600 monthly because they planned ahead. Practice living on $1,500 a month right now while you're still working. Can you do it? If not, what needs to change? This isn't a theoretical exercise. If Social Security is going to be your primary income, you need to know if it's enough. Build an emergency fund of at least 6 months of expenses. All 3 of these seniors put money into savings every single month, even on $1,500. It's non-negotiable. Research low-cost states. Some states don't tax Social Security. Some have low property taxes. Some have better senior services. Where you retire matters as much as how much you've saved. And maximize your Social Security benefit by delaying if possible. Every year you wait past your full retirement age increases your benefit by 8%. Up until age 70. That increase is permanent and compounds over your lifetime. Is living on $1,500 a month easy? Absolutely not. Margaret, Robert, and Linda have all made sacrifices. They don't travel internationally. They don't eat at nice restaurants. They don't buy new cars or new clothes. They live simply. But here's what they do have. They have housing security. They have health care. They have enough food. They have some social life and entertainment. They have emergency savings. They're not homeless, they're not starving, and they're not in medical debt. It's not glamorous, but it's dignified. The reality is that the average Social Security benefit in 2025 is around $1,800 for individuals. Millions of seniors live on this amount or less. These 3 aren't outliers. They're part of a huge group of Americans making it work on Social Security alone. The difference between those who struggle and those who make it work comes down to planning, knowledge, and willingness to adapt. Margaret planned years ahead for subsidized housing. Robert paid off his home and learned to be self-sufficient. Linda found a roommate and embraced a car-free lifestyle. They all learned everything possible about Medicare and senior benefits. They all embraced lifestyle changes that most younger people would find difficult. Next week I'm covering seniors living on $3,000 a month. And you'll see how much changes when you have double the income. The strategies are completely different. But for now, I want to hear from you. Could you live on $1,500 a month? What would be the hardest part for you? Drop a comment below. And if this breakdown helped you understand retirement budgets better, subscribe for more real stories with real numbers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.